Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vaja Janaranjana, Yashodanandana Vaja Janaranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunda Bihari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Kunj Bihari Radha Kunj Bihari Radha, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra, Nath Ji Jaya Bala Gopal, Nath Ji Jaya Giri Govardhan, Guranitai, Guranitai, Prabhupada, Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jamudiret Nastaprayashva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gop Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Reading from Canto 1, Chapter 13, Text 14. Kanchit kalam athavasit.
Kanchit kalam atavasit.
Kanchit kalam athavasit.
Kanchit kalam atavasit.
Satkrito deva vatsukham.
Satkrito deva vatsukham.
Satkrito deva vatsukham.
Satkrito deva vatsukham.
Bratru jesthasya shreyaskrit.
Bhratrujeshtasya shreyaskrit.
Bratru jesthasya shreyaskrit.
Bhratrujeshtasya shreyaskrit.
Sarve samsukham avahan.
Sarvesham sukham avahan. Kanchit kalam atavasit.
Kanchit kalam atavatsit.
Satkrito deva vatsukam.
Satkrito deva vatsukham.
Bhratrujeshtasya shreyaskrit.
Bratru jesthasya shreyaskrit.
Sarvesham sukham avahan.
Sarve samsukham avahan. Kanchit, for a few days. Kalam, time. Atha, thus. Avatsit, resided. Satkrita, being well treated. Devavat, just like godly personality. Sukham, amenities. Pratu, of the brother. Jestasya, of the elder. Shreyakrit, for doing good to him. Sarvesam, all others. Shukham, happiness. Avahan, made it possible. Translation and purport by His Divine Graces Bhaktivedanta Shrimadbhagavatam. Thus Mahatma Vidura, being treated just like a godly person by his kinsman, remained there for a certain period just to rectify the mentality of his eldest brother, and in this way bring happiness to all the others. Purport. Saintly persons like Vidura must be treated as well as denizens from heaven. In those days, denizens of heavenly planets used to visit home like that of Yudhishthira, and sometimes persons like Arjun and others used to visit higher planets. Narada is a spaceman who can travel unrestrictedly, not only within the material universe, but also in the spiritual universes. Even Narada used to visit the palace of Yudhishthira, and what to speak of other celestial demigods. It is only the spiritual culture of the people concerned that makes interplanetary travel possible. Even in the present body, Yudhishthira therefore received Vidura in the manner of reception offered to the demigods. Mahatma Vidura had already adopted the renounced order of life, and therefore he did not return to his paternal palace to enjoy some material comforts. He accepted out of his own mercy what was offered to him by Maharaj Yudhishthira. But the purpose of living in the palace was to deliver his elder brother, Dhritarashtra, who was too much materially attached. Dhritarashtra lost all his state and descendants in the fight with Maharaj Yudhishthira, and still due to his sense of helplessness, he did not feel ashamed to accept the charity and hospitality of Maharaj Yudhishthira. On the part of Maharaj Yudhishthira, it was quite in order to maintain his uncle in befitting manner, but acceptance of such magnanimous hospitality by Dhritarashtra was not at all desirable. He accepted it because he thought that there was no alternative. Vidura particularly came to enlighten Dhritarashtra and to give him a lift to a higher status of spiritual cognition. It is the duty of enlightened soul to deliver the fallen ones, and Vidura came for that reason. But talks of spiritual enlightenment are so refreshing that whilst instructing Dhritarashtra, Vidura attracted the attention of all the members of the family, and all of them took pleasure in hearing him patiently. This is the way of spiritual realization. The message should be heard attentively, and if spoken by a realized soul, it will act on the dormant heart of the conditioned soul, and by continuously hearing, one can attain the perfect stage of self-realization. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manabhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagnaranatantam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamascha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastuti Tapta Kanchana Gauragi Radhe Vrindaveshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripri Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripasindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jai Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vande Guru Nisha Bhaktan Ishamisha Avtarakan Tat Prakasham Chatat Sakti Krishna Chaitanya Samgekam. So let's read the translation one more time. Thus Mahatma Vidura, being treated just like godly person by his kinsman, remained there for a certain period just to rectify the mentality of his eldest brother, and in this way brings happiness to all the others. So here there are two paragraphs Srila Prabhupada discuss. In the first paragraph, he discussed that Vidura was treated like a godly person. Maharaj Yudhishthira was so good that he was Dharma Raja, and even Narad used to visit him to his palace. And many godly residents of heavenly planets, they used to visit him. And Vidura came. Vidura is a self-realized devotee. So he was treated just like a godly person. So the first paragraph Shrimadbhagavatam talks about that. And the second paragraph, he talks about why the purpose of Vidura coming back to Hastinapura. So if we look at the history, Vidura himself is Yamraj. And he was cursed by Mandavya Muni to take birth in earthly planet as a Shudra for 100 years. So he came. Now he came as he became the Dasi Putra. But he was a self-realized soul. He's a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. And if you look at Yudhishthira, Yudhishthira is also Yamraj blessing to Kunti. Yudhishthira was born. So there's a relationship. So Yudhishthira also Dharmaraj. So now here Dharmaraj is talking to Dharmaraj. Alright? So Vidura always followed the truthfulness, always followed the path of Dharma. And many times he explained Dhritarashtra, King Dhritarashtra and his son Duryodhana, that what they are doing is not right. They should follow the path of Dharma. They tried to kill Pandava by giving them poison. They tried to burn them in the fire. They tried to insult their wife. So they were continuously harassing them. And Vidura was always protecting them. Vidura is a well-wisher of Pandava. He knew what King Dhritarashtra is doing is the wrong thing. And then one day Vidura went to King Dhritarashtra and explained him that what he is doing is not right. His son, he is completely doing the adharma. So it's good to not to listen to him and eliminate him. And Duryodhana could not take the words of Vidur, and he asked him to leave the kingdom. So he removed him from the kingdom. So Vidura took this as a blessing of the Lord. He did not get angry, he did not argue, and he tolerated. He did not have any revenge intention towards Duryodhana. And he took as a blessings of Shri Radha Kunj Vihar ki jai, Jagannath Ji Bhagavan Subhadra Maiya Baldevan ki jai, Shri Nath Bhagavan Gautam Krishna Govinda ki jai. So he tolerated everything. So sometimes in our life, many things happens which is not in our favor. We try to do good for others, but they take us wrong. And in that situation, we just have to tolerate. So Vidura is exemplary. It shows that how the pure devotee cares for others, stick to the truthfulness and tolerates. So here you can see the third verse of Sikshashtakam. Trinadapi sunichena taroriva sahishnam amanina mandina kirtaneva sudahari. He was not given any respect. He was removed from the kingdom. And he did not even react to that. He tolerated. So that is a sign of the pure devotee. And then he took blessings of a Lord, and he peacefully left the kingdom and went on pilgrimage. holy places. He visited Mathura, Dwarika, Ayodhya. He bathed in holy rivers. And then when he went to Yamuna river, where he met Uddhav. So, and then from Uddhav, now pure devotee means pure devotee. What they do? They discuss about Krishna. So they were doing the Krishna Katha. So we see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says how devotee meets, what they do. Majjita madhata prana, bodhyanta parasparam, katyantascha mam nityam, tushyanti cha ramanti cha. They discuss about Krishna and they become very happy. So Vidura inquired from Uddhav, tell me about Krishna, how Krishna is doing, how everybody in the Yadu family is doing. And then they discuss about the pastimes of Krishna. Uddhav became very emotional. Uddhav discussed about how Krishna departed from this earth. Also he talked about how Yadu dynasty entire got finished and they left also. And then Uddhav is telling to Vidur that you go and see Maitra Muni, and he will also learn from him. So Vidur goes and meet Maitra Muni, and Maitra Muni is they discuss about spiritual topics, the first creation, second creation, and many other topics. So if you see the entire third canto and entire fourth canto is a discussion of Vidur, Maitra Muni. 2-3 chapters are Uddhava's discussion with Vidur, but remaining entire third canto and fourth canto of Shrimadbhagavatam is narrations, is Maitra Muni is teachings, giving spiritual knowledge to Vidur. So Vidur became very enlightened, and now after that he comes back. At this time the war is over, and Yudhishthira became the king of Hastinapura, and he comes back. Only reason he comes back not to enjoy. He was already renounced. So here Prabhupada says that Mahatma Vidur had already adopted the renounced order of life. He was moving like a mendicant in all over India. And therefore he did not return to his paternal palace to enjoy some material comforts. He accepted out of his own mercy what was offered to him by Maharaj Yudhishthira. But the purpose of living in the palace was to deliver his elder brother, Dhritarashtra. Because Dhritarashtra was too much materially attached, Dhritarashtra lost all his state and descendants in the fight with Maharaj Yudhishthira, and still due to his sense of helplessness, he did not feel ashamed to accept the charity and hospitality of Maharaj Yudhishthira. On the part of Maharaj Yudhishthira, it was quite in order to maintain his uncle in a befitting manner, but acceptance of such magnanimous hospitality by Dhritarashtra was not at all desirable. He accepted it because he thought that there was no alternative. Vidura particularly came to enlighten Dhritarashtra and to give him a lift to a higher status of spiritual cognition. So here Vidur is telling Dhritarashtra, what you are doing, my brother? First you were attached to your son in Putra Moha, and you did so many bad things. You were attached to position. Now you lost all your sons, all your friends, all your well-wishers in the war of Kurukshetra, and still you are staying here. You are getting old. You're a very old person now. You're not young. Your body is weak. You're mentally, physically weak. Your body is filled with a cough. You cannot even hear properly. Anyway, you cannot even see, but you cannot even hear. So he is enlightening his brother to give him a spiritual upliftment. So here Vidura is doing two things. He is giving a knowledge to his brother and he is giving him a detachment from the materialistic consciousness. And he wants him to become a spiritually elevated. He is asking him that the time is there now, time in the form of God is around the corner. Any moment we will have to leave the body. So while you are staying here with Pandava, who you try to kill them many times in the past. Now you are staying, as here Prabhupada says that you are staying under the mercy of Pandava. So here two things are very important, that we see that pure devotee, they come to, they travel all over the world only for one purpose, to enlighten conditioned souls. And here Vidura did the same thing. And even if you see Srila Prabhupada came here to USA at the age of 70. Why did he come here? Not to enjoy the materialistic life here. Only with one purpose he came here, to give Krishna to the conditioned soul, to wake them up. From they're sleeping in the lap of Maya, they are following the impersonalism and voidism, and say, wake up, sleeping soul. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says something, Jiva Jago, Gaur Chandra Bole. We are sleeping in the lap of Maya and this pure devotee, and they come to wake us up. They're removing our ignorance and say we have very limited time, and now we have not to waste our time on materialistic consciousness, but progress in spiritual path, take the spiritual path. That only will save us. So they give us knowledge. And through knowledge, they also give us vairagya, detachment. So jnana and vairagya, they give two things. And these two things are the byproduct of bhakti. So there's a verse, beautiful verse in Shrimadbhagavatam. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janyati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Yat Cha Yat Aitukam. So when we do bhakti to Krishna, automatically jnana and vairagya comes automatically. So we cannot just detach from the material world, but we have to attach somewhere. So we detach from the materialistic consciousness, but attach to Krishna consciousness. And that is what Vidura is doing to his eldest brother, to waking up, chastising him, and bringing to the correct path. So anyway, and we'll see the entire chapter. Dhritarashtra then listens to him. He realizes what he should do, and the next day morning he left. Him, Vidura and Gandhari left to Himalaya. He engaged into Ashtanga Yoga, and then he burned by mystic power. He burned himself, and Gandhari, being a sati wife, chaste wife, she also entered into the fire, and they attained the mukti, Sahaja Mukti, Sahaja Brahma Mukti. So they did not attain Vaikuntha, because he chastised Krishna. He was following this chasta. He offended the Vaishnava. Because Duryodhana was envious of Pandava, and Duryodhana was envious of Krishna also. And Dhritarashtra supported his Duryodhana out of his attachment. So with that, sir, we will see the entire chapter. But this is nice that devotee, pure devotee, how they shower mercy, and only through pure devotee we can get the faith in Krishna. We get attachment to sadhu sangha. We engage in bhajana kriya, and then chanting the holy name of the Lord and do anartha nivritti. So it all happens by the mercy of pure devotee in Krishna. So with that, any other questions, feedback?
The importance of like preaching is very important. Like how it has played a significant role in US. Even when Srila Prabhupada first came to US, like many people, they were like hippies and they were like intoxicated, but still he depending entirely on Krishna and also his Guru's mercy. And he tried a lot and struggled a lot in initial life. Now we can see how like opulent temples and how big the movement is goes on. Yeah, to spread the holy name as much as possible.
Yeah, good. At the London airport, I believe, he was asked why you are here. Then Srila Prabhupada said that you have taken everything, all the material things from India, but you have forgotten the most valuable thing, Shrimadbhagavatam. I came here to give you what you have forgotten. So they are very merciful. They want to shower mercy on every conditions form. All right. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita की, ये श्रीमद् भागवतम की, ये श्रील प्रभात की, ये अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की.